In this lesson, we're going to learn about some cool template tags that add CSS classes to our HTML. We've actually seen both of these before, the two that we'll look at. The first one is body class, and this goes in your body tag, probably up in your header.php file, and it outputs different classes depending on what page you're on, what template you're using, whether you're logged in, and a lot of this information. We also have post class, which is going to go in the div or article tag or section that is wrapping your main article content, whether that's a blog post listing page or a single page, and gives you some helpful CSS information there as well. So this can be really useful when you're doing custom styling, or if you just want to have semantic helpful information there around your code. If we come over and look at the documentation for body class, we could see that it takes a string or an array. So optionally, we're going to default to just using an array. And what this allows you to do is pass in any custom classes that you want to add in addition to what WordPress is already doing. And the class tag as well takes that, including the post ID, if you wanted to get the CSS classes for a specific post. But we're going to probably not use the second parameter here, but it is helpful to know about this first one in case you want to pass in custom information. So let's take a look at this on our site, starting with the code. So in our theme that we have here, we've got an index.php, which will control blog listing and pages. And if we pop that open, we could see that at the article level, we have this post class being outputted, and it doesn't need to have class like this wrapped in parentheses. It's going to output all that HTML for you. So that will work automatically. And if you want to customize that to pass in additional classes, we could hop into our single.php here and notice that inside of post class, we're passing an array with extra classes that we want to add here. So these wouldn't be added by default. They could be whatever you want them to be. You could set up custom variables and pass in custom information on top of that. So if that is looking at post class level here. If we come into our header.php, we could see that at the body tag level, we have body class, and that just works the same way. So let's look at this on the front end of our site now. So what we could see on our site is if we have the console open, we could see class is equal to all this information. And as we change pages, that information is going to change as well. So that is the body class. Very helpful. It could be used with CSS, styling. Pretty great addition with only one little bit of code. Now, if we were to come into our blog post here and look at the article level, so right here, these are going to be the individual blog posts that are listed here, right? They all have this custom class outputting post with the ID. So if you need to get the specific ID, the post that it is a post. So, okay, we're not seeing our custom ones here, but if we were to click into a specific post and come down to that article tag again, we could see now we have single and blog, which we added in our single.php template, passing in custom classes to add as well to that. So that is how you can extend this. There's also filters that we could look at later in the course, but I would just suggest always adding these into your code where they're helpful, and now you know how to pass in custom classes as well that you might need for your own styling or whatever other CSS purposes. So at this point, I would not worry too much about practicing. You've probably already been using these actually, and we're going to go through a few more of these post tag template tags before we pull it all together in a big practice. So let's hop into the next lesson where we'll keep going looking at some of the most common post tags that we work with in WordPress.